You are live. Hello, everybody. I am Trish, the Purple Yarnivore. I have my friend Cynthia from Cynthia's Joyful Creations. And drum roll, please, our special guest, Amber from Fostering Crochet.
I am super excited to be here.
Hello, Sue and Annalise.
Hello. She says, patiently waiting.
Hi, Sue. I'm so glad to see you. Annalise, very happy to see you. They comment a lot on my videos, so I'm super excited about them.
Hello, Kathy. Welcome in.
I can't see her. What's going on? Oh, there you are. Hi, Kathy. Oh, my God. Kathy sent me the most amazing email today. It really made me smile. Thank you so much.
Hey, hi, Stephanie. Stephanie loves Momenti. I've got some. I just haven't used it yet.
Okay. So thank you guys. Okay. So I did a thing on my my video right before we came live. I posted on my page because I got a premiere yarn in, and I told everybody to come and watch us. And I've got this thing of Momenti, and if they comment and they, I'll pick a winner and then I'll send them this Momenti. I said, come on over and talk about Momenti because we're with Trish and with Cynthia and we're going to have a good old time over here. So.
Love it. Love it. Hey, Jean. How are you, my friend?
Where's your hair, Trish?
I know. I just read that. I left it at Cost Cutters.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Yup.
I left it there, and I know it's really weird, but I don't know. I love it. So,
Wanda, this is the first time I've ever seen you. I'm going to go check you out afterwards, okay?
Wanda is a truck driver. Yes. Love Wanda.
Well, you'll probably get a subscription after we get off of here. I'm going to check you out.
And Angela.
Hello, Mare. Hi, Wanda.
Oh, I can't read the comment.
I agree, Mare. I have never heard of that yarn, Momenti. Trish, can you put Amber up single and let her show that yarn and tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. The Momenti? Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so I made a sweater out of this yarn. It's from Premier. It's one of their newer ones, and it is so stinking yummy. I mean, like, so yummy. I mean, I can't explain it. It's chain spun madness. It's like a 4-weight, but you know how those 4s are like really good 4s and they're not like thin 4s, they're like solid 4s. This is a solid 4. Oh my gosh. The sweater is amazing. I only needed 2 cakes. So I had this 3rd one. So I'm giving it away. Anybody who comes and visits and put Momenti in the comments in this video, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give one person. But it's like 437 yards and I'm a 2X. So 2 of those cakes made a sweater. I mean, the sleeves only go to here, but it was awesome. It's awesome. Oh my gosh, please take me off. I don't need to be singled out. Don't do that.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I've learned something new, so I'll have to go check that out on Premiere.
Oh, I see it, Trish.
I'm eating my cake right now.
Ah, yeah.
Is that a Momenti?
Yes.
It is the Momenti. It's from Premiere.
Oh my gosh, I'd never heard of it.
Oh, Cheryl, thank you so much. I want to give a huge shout out to Cheryl. I can't write patterns to save my life, and she is helping me so much with that.
Well, I want to welcome Cheryl because I noticed today that she joined my family. So welcome to the Joyful Creation family.
Nice.
Thank you, Amber, for sharing her.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is yummy, girlfriend.
It's delicious.
It is. I mean, I don't know, Trish. Well, when you see it, Cynthia, you're gonna madly, deeply fall in love. But I really like the chain spun is probably one of my favorites because it doesn't split, it doesn't get hung up, it's fairly easy to frog. I just love it.
True.
Did you get it online or did you get it from one of the main stores?
A Premiere.
Premier. Okay.
I ordered it online. Yeah.
Okay.
I did too.
She listened to a replay. Whose replay did you listen to, Wanda? Because I do that at work too. I will put videos on because I'm always trying to get everybody's watch hours up because I think that's really important. And so I try to do that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It is so yummy. It is super yummy. Margie. Hi, Margie. How are you doing? First time I've seen you around. I just want to make sure I say hi to everybody. Oh, thank you, Wanda. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm.
So who all is subscribed to Amber and who needs to still subscribe to Amber?
I don't even know. Yes! All right, Margie. Listen, I am not subscribed to you, but you will have 404 as soon as I get off of here, okay?
Hello, Miss Chocolate. Candy.
Hello, Candy. I went to go drop some links and then I realized I'm not a moderator, so I can't do it.
We keep saying we're gonna figure that out, and
yeah, it's real easy. We just got to do it. But yeah.
Yeah. I've been subscribed for a few weeks. That's awesome.
the PurpleYarn guys! Oh my God!
Gosh, hey Daniel, hey Ash.
How are y'all doing?
I thoroughly enjoyed your interview on Robin's channel.
Yes.
That was the best YouTube interview I've ever seen. And I emailed Robin and told her that. And she was like, well, I mean, I just do it like I do all of them. I said, I know, but it was just the best. So I really enjoyed that. Thank you guys for doing that, taking time out of your schedule.
So you need to subscribe. Yes, ma'am, you do, Margie. I loved, Robin has a very unique style of interviewing and it really works. Angela, bestie, what you doing, girlfriend?
Hello, Angela. I can't wait to start my mosaic pattern, Angela. Trying to get Trish's poncho done first.
Yeah. I'm crossing my fingers I get mine done by May 1st.
I know, right?
Yeah, that interview was awesome. It was awesome. Like, I watched it on the replay and I'm like I couldn't stop watching it.
Well, no, it was really good.
I learned a lot about them as well, and like them getting even started in dyeing yarn. And then like I didn't realize that, you know, Daniel does more crocheting and Ash is more the knitter. And so yeah, Ash, I'm gonna be coming at you with some questions because I'm starting to knit again. So
yeah, that is like the perfect combination. That's like yin and yang, okay? A knitter and a crocheter. I was like, I don't know. That just
they put their heads together and then they make a crochet pattern. It's going to be amazing. You know that it is.
Right? I know. Oh, I got like 2 patterns I got to write up and get in my Etsy shop.
Yeah, that's why I have I have my Australian girl, Cheryl. She's helping me out writing the patterns. Y'all, Trish, y'all who you write patterns, it is more difficult than I expected it to be. Because when I write a pattern, literally it's my shorthand. I know what I'm talking about. I can read it.
Right.
But you leave out the little stuff like crochet into the next 7 stitches. I just put 7 single crochet and everybody was like, is that in the same one? Is it in the next one? I'm like, no, but I know what I'm talking. Right. So I wrote my one pattern and Cheryl had to go fix it for me because I did it all wrong.
You know what? I learned to write patterns by reading patterns and seeing the format of the patterns, of different patterns, and the content that actually goes into the pattern other than the actual pattern itself. And
Yeah.
so I just took what I thought was the best of several different patterns and just kind of made it in mine. My difficult thing is I'm a single mom. I work a full-time job, and then I homeschool my daughter, and she's dyslexic, so we have like a special program we have to do, and just having the time to just sit down and write it and take pictures and all that stuff. There's just not enough hours in the day. So
I gotta say to you, Trish, that I'm super excited that you found out early that she was dyslexic. My brother, they didn't find out till he was in the 6th grade. And let me tell you something, my mother felt so guilty because, you know, she would teach him and she was like, I don't understand. I don't understand why you, this is, look at it, look at the word. And she didn't understand that he didn't understand. And when they gave her the tools and stuff, she was just like, oh, she felt so bad. You know, because as a parent, you want your children to succeed. So I am so happy that you were able to catch this, because it just goes down and down and down the farther they go in school. And I can't believe they actually got him into 6th grade without anybody figuring it out. How does that happen?
My daughter's going to be in 5th grade next year. And the thing about dyslexia, it's more than just writing letters and numbers backwards. There's so much involved in someone who has dyslexia, and they really learn in just the most different and amazing and unique way. And dyslexia, it actually is passed down in families. So if you have a family, if your family has no one who's dyslexic in the family, your children won't be dyslexic. So guess who she gets that from? Of course, you know, back in the 80s, it wasn't really diagnosed and it wasn't really a word. So I had to do everything the hard way and use my own tricks and everything. But even now, as an adult, you know, I'll turn numbers around, like, you know, something that might be supposed to be 90, I'll twist it and put 09 instead, and just like little things. But she is so smart though, and she's really amazing, and I'm just so lucky that the Marian homeschool program has a specific curriculum for children with dyslexia. And
I'm actually thinking about moving to Marian just for the school system. I need to get out of CR and go to Marian.
Marian has an awesome school system. So I love my homeschooling her now, but before it was so difficult. Before I knew that she was dyslexic, it's like, why are you not getting this? I explained it in like 10 different ways. We've been going over this same thing for like a year. Why is there no progression? Why? You're just being difficult. You're just being stubborn, you know, like I don't know why. And she just like hated to learn, and I did everything to try and make it fine. But I didn't know that she was dyslexic.
How could you know? I mean, you couldn't know. But I wanted to say to Annalise, that was a really good idea, the tape recorder thing. But then I would have to listen to my own voice, so I'm not sure about that. But everybody is saying how amazing that is, Trish, in the comments about you homeschooling.
I wanted to tell Annalise that I thought that was a brilliant idea because my hands are craftier than my brain, and they don't keep up. So if I'm actually talking what I'm doing as I'm doing it, I would have a better chance, because I do also write patterns, but I've not put any out there unless someone specifically asked. I've just given it to them. But oh my gosh, that is a brilliant idea.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Between YouTube and my job, I have to hear my voice all the time anyway, so it's kind of like I'm used to it.
Oh shit!
Susan, yes, I did. I whacked my hair. I zipped.
Yeah, good for you. Annalise, I'm really sorry about your nephew, though.
What was that?
Annalise was saying that it took her a while to get those things taken care of with the dyslexic.
Also want to say hey to Jen and Christine and Grandma Anna and Susan, Tiffany.
it was Grandma Anna. Yeah.
Too.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Grandma Anna about your son. I apologize. I thought it was your nephew, but she had a threat. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry that happened.
Hey, Deanne.
Oh my gosh, Tiffany! How are you, girlfriend? Oh, Miss Cynthia, she's asking you to add her name to a prayer list.
What now?
Tiffany at Little Crafty Bits.
I'm trying to go back through the
Annalise, I have no idea.
Annalise, my daughter's only 10 right now, so I try not to panic about the future. It's just going to be a situation of I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
Yes, Tiffany, you can. And if you want to be personal, you can email me. And if you want all of us to pray, you can put it here, whichever you feel comfortable with. But always, you don't ever have to ask. You can always email me and tell me, and you'll get added. I'm not good at a lot of things, but I am good at praying.
So I have a question.
Oh, Lord, for
I love the PurpleYarn guys, okay?
Oh, okay.
Have either one of you dyed yarn?
Mm-hmm.
Have either one of you dyed? Cynthia, I can't remember if you said you've dyed yarn before. Have you dyed yarn before, Amber?
Nope.
Oh my God.
I'm going to.
It is such sweaty fun.
I have dyed shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've never dyed shirts, Evo. I have dyed yarn. I've used Kool-Aid, but I really like acid dyes, and it's so much fun. Like, I know some people will cringe over this, but I just pick like 2 or 3 colors that I really like, and I throw them in the pan and see how it comes out. And it comes out so beautifully. I love dyeing yarn so much. It's so much fun. I know nothing about it, really, but it is a blast. I just, I've sold some hanks on my Etsy shop before, but I want to get those little labels that you wrap around the hank, but I don't know how to get them or where to get them or how to make them. Like, I don't know. So I'm so inexperienced with that, but it's so fun playing with different colors, and like sometimes you have like they just kind of mix in the pan, like you can't help it. It just, I mean, unless your water is like really shallow, like they just somehow mix together and create some other beautiful color that you weren't expecting, and it's like, like, wow, this is so beautiful.
What Daniel just said. He said that's what he does. He just throws some colors in there and goes for it. So if he can do it, you can do it.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking. I don't know the best place to get. I go to Dyer Supplier to get yarn bases, but I don't know if there's any place better.
Well, there's a couple of places, but I am like completely not. Now, if you've watched my channel just a teeny tiny bit, I am completely obsessed with minis.
Yes. You love your minis, and I don't know what the heck to do with minis.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna move something around. Oh, it fell on the floor. I have a whole bunch of minis, and what I decided to do is because I made my first shirt. I'm obsessed with that too. So I took all of the minis, and I'm making a very, very variegated shirt.
That's
very
awesome. I can't wait to see that when it's done.
It is taking a lot of time. A teeny tiny little needle.
I get my acid dyes from Dharma. I really like Dharma.
Oh, cool.
Dharma, I think it's Dharma Trading Company.
Well, where'd you get your pans?
My pans, I get like the like the hotel pans. Yeah, and I get them on Amazon.
Oh, I didn't even look.
Amazon is my best friend. They have everything there.
I really want to try to dye some yarn. I just think, see, here's the issue with dyeing yarn. And I'm sure Daniel will probably say the same thing. If I'm so obsessed with this shirt right now, if I even try to dye something, it will consume my life. Because that's just the type of person that I am. I get this new project and I've got to get this supply, that supply, this supply, that supply, this supply. I got to have it all. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm just going to be obsessed for a couple of months and maybe I'll never crochet again because I'll just be obsessed with dyeing my own dang yarn. Anyway,
it can be kind of addicting because like I started out with the Kool-Aid, right? Mm-hmm. And then I was like, you know, I really love this. Like I spent some time dyeing and I use vinegar. I know some people use citric acid. I use vinegar and my apartment is getting all muggy and like steamy and like I'm like from the vinegar and I'm just like sweating and I'm like on just big yarn dyeing high. Like my adrenaline is like going nuts and I'm like, oh, you know, and I'm sweating my guts out and I'm like, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted.
Yeah, see, that's why I can't start because I'll be like exactly like that. And Daniel said if we needed any tips or anything, he'd definitely help out. So that's awesome.
I know when we do shirts, we use all kinds of things. I mean, not just, you know, the dyes you can get at the store or the Kool-Aid. We did things because I'm crazy. I mean, we did berries. We crunched up leaves. We fruit. I mean,
that's awesome.
The youth minister, so I was always getting into crafty trouble, and I'm always one to think outside the box. So yeah, I don't want to just go to a store and buy a dye. I want to make my own. So I was always doing. I mean, we did things like beets. You know, like you eat the
beets.
Sweet potatoes. Let them boil and just get that color, and then start dyeing. We had so much fun. We had a blast. We did it for a whole weekend. I was walking at the church for the whole weekend, and we made all kinds of shirts. And then they sold them so that we could go on a youth trip somewhere. But
nice!
We had so much fun. We had a blast. But we were in all kinds of dye from head to toe. So I'm sure Daniel's got it better under control than we did. But we had fun. You'd think we were dyeing.
You know what? I think anything you use to dye T-shirts, and I'm sure there's some exceptions to this, so don't quote me on it. But I think just about anything you can use to dye a T-shirt, you can use to dye yarn.
Yeah. Oh my God! I really dropped everything on the floor. That is so crazy. Oh my God. Oh.
And you know what? I actually have a video on my channel where I use Indian spices to dye yarn, and none of them turned out except for the turmeric.
Wait a minute,
turmeric turned out really well. Oh my God, it has the most beautiful golden color.
Which one was that?
Turmeric.
Oh wow, yeah.
Did you make a video of that?
Huh?
Did you make a video?
Yeah, I think it's called Dyeing with Indian Spices or something. Yeah. But yeah, turmeric's like orange in color, but when it dyes, it's a beautiful golden color.
Yeah, I saw that video. And I thought, oh yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm like, I'm not doing that. No. I'll just use the dye. So
I want to see more people.
I want to show you this real quick.
Dyeing and showing it in a video. I know Crystal with Bag a Day did it. And I thought,
for sure,
I'd love to see more people take off with that actually dye yarn to put videos out. I mean, not necessarily showing the process, but just showing them doing it and watching their creativity. And it's just like us when we show yarn and we do our yarn hauls and stuff, and how we're so excited and constantly watching it and putting it all over us. You know, I would love to see their excitement and their creativity blossom and just watching them do it. You know. I mean, some people get into the pimple poppers, and that's real popular. for me, I didn't really get into watching someone dye yarn. To me,
Yeah.
it's exciting, and who knows, maybe inspiring that Cynthia would one day dye yarn instead of t-shirts.
I think that'll be amazing. I would love, love, love to see it. Queen Nadira is here. Thank you so much, Grandma Annie. Anna, I apologize. And Daniel said he used turmeric his first time too. So that's awesome.
It is
you want me to show the
awesome.
sweater?
What's that?
She wants me to show the sweater. I think it's in the other room, but I'll grab it. Oh, so this is the minis so far. Where's my camera?
Oh, wow.
But you can see there's going to be a lot of different colors in there. A lot of different colors.
So I do have something to show that I am finally done with. And Miss Beverly is going to get it for her birthday.
I'm going to put you on solo.
Okay. So Miss Beverly's queen size blanket is finally done, and I am so excited to be finished. And I tried to drape it a little bit so you can see the border. Hopefully, I don't want to make y'all sick, so I'm going to try to go real slow. But this is it. And of course, remember it had the burgundy color. Well, actually, let me see if I can do it this way. All right, so there's the burgundy, and it's not going to stay, of course. There we go. There's the burgundy, and then it went to the rose, and then it went to kind of like this lilac color, and then the pink, then the green, and the white, and then it repeated. And then on the border, I just did this kind of loopy thing with some chains in the white, and then came back and put like little cluster, shell stitches on the border in the green. And she wanted these colors. She wanted rose color. She has no idea this is coming. She asked me 3 years ago, y'all, to make a blanket. And next Friday, she'll be turning 81. And so for her 81st birthday, she's finally going to get her blanket from me. It is the first, no, it's the second. I did a shawl for her one time.
You're so mean. Oh, my God.
I'm so excited. But anyway, hopefully I didn't make you dizzy.
Now, that's the total corner to corner?
Finally be done. What's that?
Corner to corner?
It's not a corner to corner, but it's like it. I did the sober granny stitch, so it just went.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's one of my favorite stitches. It gets when you make it, it's so squishy. Don't you think? Yeah, it is super squish.
So it took me a month to do it, but that's with working on 6 other whips, which will never, ever happen again in the life of Cynthia. I know you guys were talking earlier about the multiple whips y'all have. Yes, Cynthia can't function like that.
I know, oh, God.
And
I am so bad.
Me too. I am super bad. My hair is still wet. Oh my God. It's driving me insane. I can't stand my hair being wet. Yeah, Cynthia, that's gorgeous. She's going to love it.
I can't wait.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I was trying to find the sweater that I made, and I put it up in a very safe place so it wouldn't get snagged, and I can't find it.
You put it in too safe of a place.
I was in my master bedroom, and I went in there, and I'm like, well, it's gone now. I don't know where it went. But it's okay, because I was going to show it off and be all proud of myself, but I'm okay. I can live. Swear.
It's okay.
I'm just going to cry.
Well, don't forget, everyone, to tell us what's in your cup and what's on your hook. We want to know. What are you drinking and working on?
I'm drinking coffee, and I'm using my INFJ cup.
Oh.
And on the other side, it says congratulations, and I'm sorry, because it's actually, I bought it to support a channel that it's about the MBTI personality theory, and this guy is an INFJ. Like I'm also an INFJ, and his name is David Baderina, Badurina, and he's got a pretty awesome channel. So I supported his channel by buying an INFJ coffee mug. So yeah, I'm drinking coffee in it, by the way.
So INF, you're introverted. What does that mean?
I'm like a social introvert, so it's introverted, feeling, sensing, and like I can socialize. Like I know it sounds weird, but I don't initiate socialization. Yeah. But okay. I tend to have this vibe about me where people just like come up and start talking to me about their life.
For sure. You definitely do. Because the first time I saw you on the channel, I'm like, she's my girl. We vibe. We got the thing. And it's got it. And I don't even know what it was. You just popped up. I looked at you. I'm like, oh my God. And then you opened your mouth and I was completely taken with you. And so, and then when you said you lived in Cedar Rapids, I mean, Mary and I was like, Iowa?
Yep. I live here. I've lived here, except for a few years. I've lived here since 95. Wow. But yeah, I keep trying to get out of Iowa, but I always get sucked back in, like, you know, a vortex.
Never gonna happen. I was gone for almost all of my life and they still sucked me in, but you know, my whole family lives here, so it might be a little different for you.
Yeah, I just have I have a couple sisters that live here that we don't have a close bond, but and both my parents have passed away, so most of my family is like from Ohio.
Oh, okay. I'm like 3 states away.
But you know, I've lived lots of places, and when I was 18, I did marry a guy in the Navy, which lasted like 2 years. But my mom, I don't know why, we just moved around a lot. So, you know, I've lived in Ohio and Georgia and Arizona and Iowa and a little while in Michigan.
Oh my God.
Was very sad because I lived in Port Huron, Michigan, but at the time I didn't crochet, so I never went to go visit Mary Maxim.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Yes, I know, Emily. I have 2 hair dryers. I just don't want to take the time to dry the hair, so I just like to complain about it. You're taking my fun away from me. Don't do that. I want to say hi to Jennifer Dunn. Thank you. I really appreciate you being here. 2% of the population is NIFJs, and Angela is one of them too. That's cool.
It's supposed to be a rare personality trait, but since like not everybody on the planet has actually done the MBTI,
no,
we can say about 2% of documented people who have, you know, are INFJ. But I really am on the cusp because, like, sometimes I'll take the test and I'm an INFJ, and then depending on the day, I'll be an INFP, but they're really close, you know, so.
You're talking Japanese. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Well,
I'll take the test and I'll figure it out.
So I'm introverted, but I'm super emotional too, you know, so.
Yeah. I'm more like, you're not going to see my emotions unless it's like very, like I'm overwhelmed. You're not going to see them. So. But I am like way out there, and I'm one of those people that will initiate contact and I'll talk to you. But at the same time, I'm one of those people that I feed off the energy and I get super hyped up, but I've got to have my downtime where I can live alone. I don't have to have anybody in the house, and I will be perfectly happy as long as I have a hook and some thread. I'll be good.
Yeah. People will initiate conversations with me, but I get after a couple hours of socializing, I get really exhausted. I'm like, okay, I'm good for 2 weeks. I'll be all right, And the pandemic, it did not change my life at all.
Well, I lived in Florida, so it didn't change my life at all either because we never shut down now in there, maybe for a couple. Same here. Yes, Grandma Anna. Margaret, I'm so happy to see you. Daniel's the same as me, so
I do like my downtime, and I do like having alone time, but
yeah,
I'm the opposite. I go crazy if I'm not around people. I'm very much an extrovert. I'm very much a people person. I'm very much of a leader, not so much a take charge, but I'm kind of like that quiet, silent, behind the scenes kind of leader. But if I have to step up, I will.
Yeah.
But I'm also that person that some people, when they first meet me, they might think I'm shy because I'm not saying a lot, but it's not because I'm shy. It's because I'm observant. I like to take in a room. If I don't walk into a room and take the room over, then I like to walk in a room and kind of observe it. And then I'm like, boom, 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 social butterfly. So
yeah. It's really funny you should say that because a lot of people think that I don't like them when I first meet them because I am one of those people that, just like you, Cynthia, observe first. And so I'm quiet, kind of keep to myself. But oh my gosh, once the mouth opens, it's over. It is over. I've been that way my whole life. My mom said I barely spoke until some magical day of 3 years old. And she goes, and then you never shut up after that. Never, ever, ever. And my daughter is exactly the same way.
My mom said you never meet a stranger. And it's funny, we would go on vacation, like even to another state that we don't even live in. And I kid you not, it'll never fail. I will run into somebody I know.
Really?
And my mom
wow.
Oh my gosh, we're going to leave you. You're going to have to pay it for a taxi to get home. But
that is so funny.
But I am also a very soft person. Like I can get emotional very easy. I get real in tune to other people's emotions.
Very empathic, yeah.
I'm literally in their head and their heart. Like if they start crying, I start crying. If they're laughing, I laugh. I'm very in tune to, like, I guess, other people's emotions. And I tend to be that person, which it's either an asset or a flaw, that I look at people with kind of like rose-colored glasses, meaning that I am the last person to see their faults.
Oh my gosh. I know exactly what you're talking about because a lot of people will call me gullible. And I say, you know what? It's not that I'm gullible. It just doesn't occur to me that you would lie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I always am, it's really hard for me to see the bad in people. And have you seen the movie Pollyanna?
Yes.
Yes. And so that quote is always with me because if you look for the bad in people, you're going to find it. But it never occurs to me that you're going to lie to me. That actually changed when I had teenagers because that I had to catch on. But, before that and mostly after that, if you're an adult and you tell me something, I'm going to believe you. And people will say, oh, I was just kidding. How can you be so gullible? Because it doesn't occur to me that you would lie. But I saw that social exhaustion question. And so.
I've been thinking, God, now she's got my brain working like.
Sage Caves is his name.
I'm going to tell y'all something here that this video will ever know.
Grandma Anna says my ex said I could talk to a brick wall if it could talk.
That's me. That's me. I'll be coming to the brick wall. Yeah.
See, you know what? When I was younger, I was super gullible and naive. I never thought that some people could be the devil. And now, like, I don't assume things about people. Yeah. Like, I don't just believe everything they say. Like, I'm an action person. Like, nowadays, because of the life that I've had to live, granted, it was a lot of poor decisions and learning lessons, but I did live a really intense life. And I'm like a observe kind of person. Like I believe there's good in people, but I'm also like fully aware there are devils in people. and so I just like if your words are different than your actions, I will automatically believe your actions, you know.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Well,
So
louder than words, yes.
Oh, Jen. Hey, Amanda loves your haircut, Trish.
thank you, Amanda.
I actually really like it too. I think that anything that makes your life easier, you're always going to get a thumbs up from me. So, Daniel, it's a good thing. It's always a good thing. You don't know. It's a good thing.
That's me.
I'm a very realistic person. So to me, like, being too trusting is just an open door to, like, I'm not criticizing anybody, okay? But like, because you want to believe the good in people, but like being too trusting to me is just leaving the door open for someone to use and take advantage of you.
Well, that's rose-colored glasses. I mean, you're too trusting, and you honestly, see the good. And some people have discernment. I say I don't, but in a sense, I still do, because I can, like, if somebody is acting one way, I can kind of see beyond that facade, that mask, and see the real person, not what they're giving, and it could be could be they're trying to cover something up, not necessarily something bad, but just, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah.
So, Cynthia, I want to touch on what you just said, and I'm going to explain. Not everybody knows this, but if you're on my channel, chances are you've heard me talk about all of my children. And I have adopted 4 of them, but I have gobs of them because I was a foster parent for a very long time. And when you see people act in a bad manner and you're able to look beyond that, it's because they're hurting. It's because they're hurting. Right. And so if for you to be able to recognize that, it takes a lot of patience, and it takes a lot of trust to know that that's what's happening to them, and why they're acting out to you, because they don't trust you. They're afraid of you in the end. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. Like with a bully or somebody that's really angry, there's something beyond, there's something behind that, is actually bringing out that behavior. Have the innate ability to kind of look around the behavior, over or under it, to see that, like you just said, there's a hurting person, and that need that can help change and turn around. And so,
see, with kids, with kids, they're still workable and stuff, but when people become adults and they're hurt, sometimes it's on a personality level, and you don't want to be that codependent person that thinks that if you're just good to them and if you just love them enough, it'll fix them. And you can't fix anybody. They have to be able to fix themselves. Because you can get into a really bad cycle with someone who's hurt and not willing to do anything about it.
Yeah.
I mean, but children are a different story. They just need the love. And gosh, that's so amazing that you foster kids. Like,
no, I'm done.
Well, just that you have done it, and you've done it for years.
My parents were foster parents from the time I was in the 3rd grade until probably about 5 or 6 years after I graduated from college. So
wow,
I didn't really know a different type of home. I mean, we had infants, and then when I hit high school, we started taking in some adults, and then we also started doing special needs kids, and that was amazing. It was hard because we lost some, but at least we were able to give them a home and a sense of family, before they passed away. But
no, it's so rewarding and heartbreaking all at the same time. all at the same time. So, yes, I will never ever be quiet. Somebody just said, I can't imagine you ever being quiet. No, nope, nope. I'm not. Especially when there are people in the room. And good Lord, for 60 years, I was thinking about actually fostering again, but I have a lot, almost every single child I fostered, I am still in contact with them. I went to she was 23. She left my house when she was 18, but when she was 23, I was there with the birth of her child. I cut the cord. And she was only with me for a year, but you just don't realize the impact you have on kids. Whether you're a foster parent or not, adults have impact on children. And you know, including 17, 18, and all those children too. So it's not for everybody, but if you do want to help, there's one rule you have to know. One important rule. They will never be grateful. Don't expect them to be grateful, because they were perfectly happy where they were. They knew exactly what was going to happen at what time. I mean, some of my kids knew, oh, it's 3 o'clock. Dad's going to be a couple more drinks and he'll be out for the night and I'll be good to go. And, you know, they had a routine. They knew exactly what was going to happen. It might have been all bad, but they knew exactly what was going to happen. And they're definitely not going to be grateful that they're in your home and they're all safe. They're never going to be grateful. So don't expect. They will be after a while, you know, when they reach adulthood, but not at the time. So, because a lot of people will come up to me and say, "Oh, those kids should be grateful." I'm like, "Why should they be grateful? You just yanked them out of the place that they knew. Might have been bad, but at least they knew it." And I don't care how bad your parents are; those kids will always love them, always. So. That's just my 2 cents.
You know, I kind of feel like most kids are that way. You know, like even your own kids, you know, that you brought into this world and raised, like they don't really appreciate everything you've done for them or have that level of gratitude till they get older and they have their own kids. Like, how many times have we heard from our parents say, "You just wait till you have kids of your own," you know?
Oh, let me tell you something. I have called my mother for 10 years straight. Mom, I'm so sorry. And then you know what my mother does? She goes, "What they do now, honey?" I'm like, "Mom, can you just listen? Can you just listen?" She goes, "What they do now, honey?"
But you know that moment that they do grow up. I mean, it's tender, you know, because like right now, I don't know, because my Marine son, he was getting there before he got in the Marines, but now that he's in the Marines, he is a completely different child, and he had an ED disability growing up, so we never knew what emotion was going to come out of him, and it was a struggle. And I've shared this before on my Morning Joy blogs. There are times I had to choose to put my other 2 kids in danger to keep him safe, and you know, God would always bring some earth angel to protect those 2 while I had to chase after them. But now, I mean, the relationship that I have with him, and he's not married, he has no children, but he's constantly, you know, "Thank you so much for being the kind of parent you were." And I'm like, well, first off, you need to thank God, because God chose me to be your parent. He could have chose anybody else, but he chose me because he knew that I would never give up the fight of protecting you, getting you to where you needed to be.
Yeah.
My oldest son, you know, they're getting ready, they're expecting their 2nd child. And so I've seen that level of maturity in him coming back around. And then my youngest son, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've seen hope in the first 2. It's got to come to him sometime soon. He just turned 23. But you know what, you guys, I was just telling my boss today, I could not be prouder of him. He totally floored me. Well, the other night when I was on a live, everybody got to hear that he told me on the way out the door, "Hey, tell Todd not to take the trash out. I'm going to do it when I come home from work." And I'm like,
"What? Who is this child?"
And that's it. But then he just came. He finally got his taxes done, and he's getting this rather large amount for a 23-year-old. You know, I expected him to say, "Oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this," because he has this computer fetish. But he said, "You know what? I've been so irresponsible with the car that y'all gave me, and it's not even the first car we got him. It's the second one, because he took the first one 8 times, and it was nothing." But anyway, he's like, "I've not taken care of it. I've totally disrespected it, and I've never thought about all the money and the work that y'all put in to get me not 1 car, but 2 cars. And he says, instead of just trashing it and trying to get a new one, I'm going to take that money and I'm going to build this one back up. And I said,
nice.
is if you do that, you got to take care of it. And he says, it will never be like that again. You guys was sitting there just gripping my hands, you know, until he walked out the room, and I just burst into tears because in that moment, I just saw my youngest son become a real
man.
And
that is awesome.
To have witnessed that was just like, you know what? No mother could ask for anything better. And so now I can actually kind of go, I have 3 young men, you know. And so anyway, not saying they're perfect, because they're not.
Of course not. We're not.
But you know what? So does their mother. She's not perfect, and she has flaws too. And some I pray they don't take after, and others I pray they do. But oh my gosh. So yeah, I promise you there will come that day that they will respect you and they will appreciate.
Okay.
So hang in there. So.
I wanted to say to Angela, whose mom or his best friend adopted 12. Oh my gosh, you're a rock star.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and Margaret, it was amazing because I actually had one of my children say that to me as well. That they're like, I really appreciate you did that. And then she was 17. And I was like, what? What did you say? So I mean, I totally get where and that's the time where I get super emotional. Like, oh my God, I did it. I really did do it. So they, you know, and because you see them grow up in front of your eyes and they become responsible where you never thought that would ever happen, ever. And you're just like that. And you get emotional with that. So yeah.
I like what Annalise is saying. She says, if a child has a mentor, they can be saved. The mentor can be anything, a teacher or neighbor, anyone who will show them love or some caring that they're important and they're worth something. I'm going to tell you something. I just want to shout out to all of our teachers, because you know what? It's one thing to educate our kids, but unfortunately, a lot of times they are teaching our kids in a greater, you know, perspective.
Well, they're the confidant. They're
right.
You know.
And sometimes they're counseling, you know, sometimes they're look beyond behaviors to see the source of something, you know, and yeah.
And to be fair, you know, kids, your children will sometimes feel like if they tell you something, you might be a little disappointed in them, but they have this familiar relationship and they see that teacher as just as often as they see you.
That's
you
right.
know, so they love those teachers. My kid loves her teacher, loves her, talks about her all the time, wants me to make crochet items for her. Can you make a frog for her? Can you make a this for her? I'm like, maybe I'll try. Okay, honey. But yeah, they love their teachers for sure. Right. And I could never be one of those. No.
Yes, Grandma Anna, it is wonderful when we see our kids successfully adulting.
Yeah.
I really thought it wouldn't hit till they turned 30. So to see it while they're still in their 20s for all 3 of them, I feel so overly blessed.
That's an accomplishment. That's an accomplishment.
But the thing is it's not really about me. It's about them. It's about them getting to that place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you paved the road for that. So, give yourself credit too.
But, yeah, something like that.
No, it's awesome. I love it. So yeah, I've loved being a foster parent. But here's the thing: if I foster, it will probably be older children. Because I got Emily when she was a baby. I adopted a family because I didn't want them to be split up. So I adopted them. When their sister came into foster care, she was a baby. I got her. I had her for 2 years before she finally the whole family came up for adoption. And I'm going to be 63 when that child graduates from high school. I just don't think I could, you know, and I'm a grandma already. So, you know, I'm raising
the number.
A little girl and, you know, little children, and I have grandchildren. And so it's kind of hard to work those things out in my head.
So question for you, Amber. Has any of your kids wanted to learn how to crochet, or have any of them learned how to crochet?
Every single one of them. So my my first daughter, she learned how to crochet, and of course we started with the granny square because she could not do this back and forth. She hated it, hated it, hated it. So she would just look, because you can see it build faster when you do a granny square, and she wanted to see her progress. So I started it for her, and then she would just go around, and of course she would miss a corner, and you'd have to pull it out. And I'm like, I'll fix it for you. And but she got to about this big, and she's like, look, I'm done. And then my other daughter, who's second oldest daughter, you know, they all learned 17, you know, 16, 15. They all started. My one daughter started at 12. And then they stopped. And then one day, my, at the time, 17-year-old daughter comes home, and she's got this blanket, and she's only got about that much. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, because I, of course, taught her how. But she's like, yeah, I know, but I went on YouTube and I followed somebody else. I'm like, whatever. I don't care how you learned to crochet. I'm super excited that you did. And I've got to say something about any kind of project, but of course we know crochet. She had a sense of accomplishment when she finished that blanket. She was so proud of herself when she finished that blanket. I can't tell you what it did for her self-worth that she started a project by herself without my help, but whatever, and just continue to watch it grow. And she was so excited to share it with me. She's like, look what I did, look what I did, look what I did. And that was really a way of, because we weren't connecting very well, you know, because of course I was telling her what to do and she knows everything, but you know, but that was one of the ways that helped us bring us back together, was that we could at least talk about something about crochet, and it was common and it was safe. So I think whatever project you teach your children, it is really a safe place for them. To me, I mean,
yeah, I agree with you. And even like my daughter, she tried to learn crochet, but she just wasn't into it. But she loves to draw, you know? Like, if even introducing her to anything crafty, even if she doesn't like my craft, if it like, you know, spurs her into something else that she can find an interest in, like, I'm all for it, you know? Like, I tried to teach her some basics with knitting, and she wasn't into that either. I'm doing some knitting, some basic knitting, but it takes so much longer than crocheting that I just, other than the Ross hat, I just kind of like, I can't finish a blanket. You know, I start a blanket, I can't finish it because it just takes so long. And I've tried doing the continental knitting, but you know, I'm really just a thrower and it just takes forever. And I just,
okay, so let me ask
you
a question about crocheting and knitting. And if you have had this experience before, I feel, now this is just a feeling, it is not a fact, but I feel like I talk to people who knit and they find out I crochet and they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, what, you think you're so special? You know, I feel like we are a subset of the yarn community because we don't knit. They're just like looking at me, oh, you crochet. It's like somebody from the South saying, bless your heart. And I just wanted to reach out and go, you know what? I'm not as pleasant as I might seem. You know, I might just, but so do you ever get that with your crocheting and knit?
No, but what I do get is when I'm crocheting, people will be like, what you knitting? And I'm just like inside, I'm like, oh, you know, but like, I'm just like, oh, you know, I'm crocheting a blanket, or, you know, I'm crocheting this. Hi, Robin, by the way. Hey, girl. But yeah, they like, people use knitting and crocheting interchangeably. And I know it just irritates me because I'm a crocheter and a beginning knitter. But yeah, I mean, I don't get anybody who kind of condescends or patronizes my craft, because, you know, I'd have to use some like really diplomatic venom. I don't know. Like, I can like tell someone off, but be really diplomatic. So like, they'll be walking away being like, did she or didn't she?
You know, Halo's age at 10, my aunt, my great aunt, and my grandmother, they tried to teach me how to knit and crochet. But I preferred to be outdoors and playing sports. And so I had to, I guess, go through all of that. Now, I did pick up cross stitching.
Oh, yeah.
But, and I did other little things like latch hook and making the pot holders and stuff. But I just was too active. And if I sat down, I'd get real fidgety. I had to be up. And like I said, I was more of an outdoor person and more into sports. So it wasn't until in my late 30s that I got introduced to knitting. And so I started off knitting, and then I self-taught myself crochet. So
Miss Doris, hello, how are you?
I call myself a crocheter because my is very little, but I've never had any, I've not had that. I've not gotten that snuff, you know? So I'm glad though, because I don't want snuff.
I think it's because I was at a local yarn shop and everybody was knitting and I was the only crocheter, and I think sometimes you know, people get into a group and they think it's cute to whatever. So
you know, it's really
there. So
like, can we advance beyond high school? You know, like
some people cannot do that. That is asking too much there, Trish. Now you stop that.
I'll tell you what I have found.
God forbid.
Is I've started when watching movies or even sitcoms and shows, how much I zone in on crocheted or knitted objects. It's not even a highlight. It's just kind of like a backdrop or whatever. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, move the camera. I want to see the, the fiber.
Yeah. Like, I know what that is. I know how to do that.
Yeah.
Right. Like I do that too. And I'll pause and I'll go right up to the thing and I'll be like, is that, oh, I know that stitch, you know, like I'll be like all into it, you know, like it's just so funny. Like I'll literally pause, you know, because, you know, they put no focus on, you know, background stuff.
No.
And
That's
I just
awesome.
want to say hello, Doris. Hello, beautiful lady.
Doris.
Yeah, I just watched her video today. So I always check her videos out. And it's interesting. You said something interesting, Doris. I don't know if it was today, but something about, and I don't know if somebody threw shade at you or something, because you were asking, I don't know what it is. It just seemed like somebody was not being very nice to you. And I just thought that was, they must not know you in the little bit at least at all, because you're definitely not like that. I mean, you're just the sweetest person ever. So
yeah.
Find the joy.
Yeah. Everybody saying hello. I love, Robin, you should have been here earlier because we were all just raving about your interview style, and especially your last one with Daniel and Ash. It was so fun. I think everybody watched it and then watched the replay. So it was kind of amazing.
Absolutely. She was telling me today that Linda Simpson is coming up. She's getting ready to interview. And so I'm so excited.
I'm very excited about Linda Simpson. She is very animated, very talkative, very funny. And I think those two will just bounce off each other amazingly well.
Yes.
Hello. I know. I could tell you had fun, Robin. I could tell a lot.
I love it, Doris. Yes, she says she pays no attention to shade being thrown. She doesn't even notice it. Yep.
Good for her.
Yep. It's hard to worry about the shade when you're sitting in the sunshine, right?
That's right.
Oh, yes. Now, you got to remember that of the 99 positive things that happens on your channel, don't focus on that one tiny little bit. And I have done that myself. I'm like, well, I guess I could do it better. I'm like, wait a minute, 99 people said I did it fine. Why am I focusing on this one person? And I don't know if that's human nature or what.
Yeah, we as people are our biggest critics.
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to see you the way you see yourself.
I know.
Well, if you feed the fire, it's only going to grow. So don't feed it.
Yeah.
That's right. Just stay in the
That's true.
sunshine, you know.
Yep.
And yes, there is so much drama on YouTube. I try to avoid it. And if someone leaves a nasty comment, I just delete it, you know. I don't even respond to it because I'm very good at not personalizing other people's garbage that they want to vomit up into my lap. So, you know, it's like I can just be like, oh, they're nasty, but that's them. It's not a reflection of me. I'm not going to personalize their internal vomit. And you know, for lack of a better
that took me
term,
50 years to learn.
For me,
you know,
years to learn that.
it took me a really long time to learn, you know, and they you know, whatever narrative they want to create about me, you know, they don't know me. We're people on a YouTube channel, but we're not an accumulated whole on YouTube channel. Does that make sense? Like people don't know like every aspect of our lives, every mood. We go on YouTube, but we show certain things, but we don't show everything because, you know.
Sure not. Oh, no.
You know, but you know, it's because people.
I don't want to feel that pain again, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Love. Y'all, if my light goes out, I'm sorry.
I don't delete their comments. I just feel like that's my opportunity to maybe give them some joy that they don't have, and maybe hopefully give them something to think about that might change their perspective. Not about me, but just about things in general. And so, I don't know. I choose to be a balcony friend and lift people up rather than a basement friend and pull them down even further. So
yes, exactly.
Yeah. I just stay on the main floor, you know, like I mean, I like to lift people up and I really like to promote people.
Yeah.
And I root for people's successes. But if someone wants to hang out in the basement, I'm not going downstairs. Okay. So
I don't go to the basement. I just try to lift them up to the balcony.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. It's a lot easier to be pulled down than to be pulled up.
So, yeah. I mean, I can try and help people, but you know,
but it's worth the struggle to me.
So I am
realized,
you know, you can't help everybody. You can't change everybody. So I
can't change anyone, but I can make influence. I can be just as much of a positive influence as there being a negative influence.
Rah, she's good mom. Go, Cynthia!
No, I totally get it. It just feels. Sometimes it's hard to like shake it off, but you know, I got to practice what I preach, because I tell my children that all the time. You know what? It's not about you. It's always about them.
Yeah.
You know,
your
just
opinion does not define me. Your perception does not define me. I define me, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that my bad moments and my weak moments don't define me. They just grow me.
I just feel so bad. Like, I loved Ross's channel. Ross Smells Great Guy.
Yeah.
I loved his channel so much. And he really I mean, he didn't really go into a lot of detail about it, but he had a lot of harassment and stuff on his channel. And he just, you know, he had like 15,000 subscribers or something. And then that was it. And even all the content on his channel was deleted. And I just like, I'm so sad. You know,
that is like really, really sad. Yeah.
You guys,
I feel
we don't need to be cruel.
No. And I feel so horrible for him. Like, I want him to come back. You know, I want him to come back and be like, you didn't crush me. You know, you did not. I am still here. And, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the channel that did that. There's other channels that have done that.
Really?
That's the sad part. Some big and some small. I could list 5, but I'm not going to. But it's sad. You know?
It is sad.
We just
like
need to
Ross was,
together.
I am like so heartbroken about it. Like I want to send him a message and be like, when are you coming back? Please come back, you know, but like,
I mean, the way
you know, that would just be kind of weird and, you know, uncomfortable maybe. So,
I mean, if red didn't get along with orange and orange didn't get along with yellow and so forth, we wouldn't have a rainbow. So we just need to get along and support each other, you know?
Yeah. Oh, somebody, so Margaret asked, I wonder if he would feel comfortable being a guest on a channel instead of having to go back on his own channel. If he would feel more comfortable. He might just be done, you know, because we do put a lot of stuff, even though we don't say a lot of things, we do put ourselves out there. And, you know, and some people are not, I don't think they like other people's successes and look, I'm still a fairly new channel and I'm just having fun. I mean, it would be great to have 1,000 subscribers. It would be great to have 4,000 watch hours. But the fact of the matter is, I met you and I met you. That's a win for me. That's a real win. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, he does more on Instagram, said Daniel.
Well, good for him.
Okay. Yeah. So I think
I'm stubborn. You know, sorry.
I was just saying so I will go over there and support him.
I don't get on Instagram very much, but I'm the kind of person where I feel like if someone's trying to drag me down, I'm like, oh, you're trying to bully me into leaving? I don't think so.
I'm gonna post even more.
You don't like my once a week video? Guess what? I'm making 2. You know, like, I'm just like that, you know, because I won't let like toxic people just like crap on me and then, you know, crawl away hurt and injured. I just can't do it, you know, like no one's getting the best of me.
Doris, that is so absolutely true. And I think that although they don't show it when you're being nice, they remember it as they walk away, or they'll remember it the next day. Because I got to tell you, so I had an experience, and I was at work one day, and I was very young, so please bear with me. I just started work, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, you see that girl over there? She used to be our supervisor, and we don't like her." And I just stayed away from her. I wasn't mean to her or anything like that. But you know, I started working with her, and I made a confession to her, and I said I apologize. I really am so sorry. I didn't mean to judge you. You know, you have a lot of people talking in your ear. And I said, I hope that I've never been mean to you. I did have a lot of people in my ear saying that they didn't, you know, that you were rude and mean. And I just wanted to let you know that if anybody's ever said that, I really, really like you. Not that you know, means anything to me. But I just really wanted to let you know that I think you're an amazing person. And we went about our business. And now think of 12 years later. 12 years later, we're still working at the same company. She's in a different department. I'm in a different department. And we're talking. We're not super close, but we're just talking and chatting every once in a while. I get into a horrific accident. And I broke a lot of bones, and I was in the hospital. And she said, she came to the hospital, and she said, she goes, so my daddy is a lawyer. I'm going to call him because he likes to sue people. And you're going to get money out of this, and you're going to get taken care of. And I'm like, why would you do that for me? I said, I was very grateful. She goes, do you remember a conversation we had 12 years ago? I'm like, no, I don't remember the conversation. I'm telling you this conversation because this is what she told me. I don't remember having this conversation with her at all. And she goes, I swear to you, it was you and this. And so that kindness was never just that little piece of, she goes, I'll never forget it. She goes, I'll never forget it. You were just said it in an offhanded way. You were nice. And I never forgot it. And so even though you may never ever be reciprocated, it's possible that just 12 years later somebody remembers your name, you know, because you were nice to them one day. And so every time I sign off, on my channel, I always say smile big and often, because I will try. If somebody opens the door for me, I will smile at them. I will, and I have seen people who are so dour, and you smile at them, they got the most beautiful smile you ever seen.
Right.
And they smile back at you. You're like, oh, you're a totally different person. And so
Yeah.
I think, if you smile at them, 50% chance they're going to smile back at you. I think Trish fell down. I think she was so taken back by my story, she fell down.
My cat, it's earthquake. I've got 2 cats. One of them is my lovely fat cat, and she's I'm not gonna fat shame her, but she's big boned, and I have my little boned cat who is and during my lives wants to come up and shed all over me.
Well, they're just laying right here. Though. I cannot keep a door shut in my room. In my house. I can't keep a door shut. If I shut the door, I get that. I'm like, I beg your pardon. Let me let you in. They're here laying on the bed right beside me. They just want to be in the room. They don't need they just want to be they just need eye contact. That's all they need. They're not bugging me. They just need eye contact. I swear. This is the dumbest thing. They need eye contact.
The shut door is an invitation to come in.
I know it is. Oh my gosh. I know.
I will tell you, my fur babies children ever did.
What?
I said my fur babies do listen better than my children ever did.
Absolutely. Right. Every day. I just look at them and go, hey. And they're like, whoa, I'm sorry. Dang. My kids are like, I think my children actually like it when I yell. They love the sound of my higher voice. They do. Because if they didn't, they would answer on the first time, or maybe the second, or maybe even the 5th time. But apparently it takes a little bit higher voice. And I don't have a little voice. I have a very loud voice. It's so funny because I used to do lives on Facebook, and I would tell everybody, I'm like, okay, before we get started, turn the volume down. Turn it down, because you're going to need to after you hear like about 5 seconds of my voice. Hi, Denise. How are you? Doris. Oh, you got to go talk to the boss. Okay.
Can you see the cats, please? Thank you.
I'm super surprised my kids aren't actually in here right now. And so I bribed them with devices and chocolate. So they're good. And tacos.
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter is just so amazingly well behaved when she's got a tablet and Minecraft and Roblox.
Oh my God. My daughter loves the same thing. Mom, can I have some Robux? Robux? What are Robux? She goes, it's money so I can buy more stuff. I'm like, whatever. Okay. Fake money so she can be fake stuff on her tablet on her fake game.
That's right. Fake money costs real money, though.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh.
I make my daughter earn it. I'm like, you want 800 Robux? Oh, okay. So you're going to take out the garbage. You're going to take out the cardboard. You're going to clean out the litter box. You're going to do
Bye, Victorians. You know what? I've never allowed the kids to do the litter box because, one, I don't trust them to do it correctly anyway. So, I just don't. I don't trust them to do it because they do stuff. They'll do it so fast, and I just don't do it. And to be fair,
good night, Christina.
I have 5 cats.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Well, okay. So here's the story. You know how I said I fostered children and then I stopped? Well, I had to pick up another hobby. So I started, when I moved to Florida, I fostered cats and kittens and, got them, their ears clipped and them all clipped and all this stuff. But when a cat has a baby in your house, it is so hard to get rid of them. So I have a brother and a sister from the same litter. Could not get rid of them. I'm like, no, I can't get rid of my baby. And then somebody dropped a cat off at my house because and she's still with me now. She's a pure white cat. And they wanted her because she was pure white. She's really cute. She's about 7 months old when she came. But she wasn't socialized. She would hide under bed. They couldn't stand her. They're like, oh, we're going to get rid of her. I'm like, why would you do that? So I said, yes, give her to me. And so I never got rid of her because I was afraid she wouldn't be able to, it took her probably a year just to come out. But you have to be patient with them, just like with kids.
Yeah.
And so at one time I had 11 in my house.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we found homes for the ones that I could live without. Barely could live without. But and then I had a super, super old cat. She is 18 years old now. And I could never get rid of her. I mean, she's going to be with me until she goes. So, and yeah. So I had to stop doing that because I collected them like I was collecting kids. So no, can't do that anymore.
Denise, I think she's yours too. Like kind of after 5 years, it's just.
I'm thinking after a couple of months, she's yours, but okay.
Right.
So Trish, can I show my wooden friend?
What?
Yeah, hold on. Let me put you on solo. There we go.
Look, you guys. Isn't she adorable?
Very much so. Did you make that?
No, I'm going to let Trish tell the story. This is a gift Trish sent me, and I got it yesterday.
Oh.
You want me to cry.
Aww.
I'm going to keep holding her up and tell the story.
Okay, so.
Take it off of me.
My mom, okay, she passed away in 2020 from COVID. She was in a nursing home with my stepdad. And before all that, when she was younger, she liked to do woodworking. And she had a Hegner saw that had been shipped from Germany.
Yeah.
And she got into a type of wood crafting called intarsia. And basically, intarsia is taking different types of wood and doing different shapes and putting them together like a puzzle to create one whole picture. And my mom loved that kind of work. It's very detailed and precision. Precise work because all the pieces have to fit together just perfectly. And as you can see with the angel, it's different colors of wood that have just been like glazed or whatever and put together. So each of those little pieces have to be cut out individually, and cross your fingers that they all go together just right. Well, my mom, God rest her soul, was very much loved intarsia woodworking, and she tried to do it, but she could not. She did not have the precision for it, and so she would buy intarsia woodworking. And this joy angel was belonged to my mom. And I was allowed to take it when she passed away.
Yeah.
The thing is, Cynthia is a very, very close friend of mine who has a very healthy and positive impact in my life. As much as I love my mom was a very toxic person to be raised by. And just the irony of it going from someone who was not a good influence in my life to someone who is a very good influence on my life, who promotes joy and whose channel is about joy. It was just perfect. I just feel like I was the conduit to pass that on to Cynthia. And so I sent that to her. It belonged to my mom. And I just felt like it didn't belong to me, but it just seemed like fate to send it to Cynthia. And it was just an exchange from one love to another. And I sent it to her, and I never felt so happy in all my life.
Aww.
I've never seen anything like this either, Trish.
It's quite amazing.
Yes. And I had asked her the story she just basically told y'all. I had asked her, she gave it to me in a separate video. I'm planning on writing it on something and putting it on the back and lacquering it so it'll stay, so that whenever the time comes and I am no longer a part of this earthly journey, that my kids and my grandkids will have this as a legacy to keep passing on. So yeah,
nice.
it's exciting. So
yeah.
But
it was perfect. It just could not have been more perfect. I love it when that happens. It makes me it makes my, how can I say it? Like,
you're speechless.
My soul tingle, like I hit the mark on something,
So. And the joy is in giving too, so.
Yeah. You know what is funny? Like, well, maybe not funny, but what I find interesting is when I'm feeling really sad or depressed, the first thing I want to do is a random act of kindness, because I get such a high out of giving to somebody, even if they don't even if it's just random, like I can, even if they don't know it's me, just to give to somebody and walk away just gives me such a rush, like such a feel good. And then I'm like in such a good mood, like all the rest of the day. It's like,
for sure. Yes.
Today I feel crappy. Today I feel so depressed. I don't know why. Who's around me? I need to do something good.
Yes, you do. So I have a lot of giveaways on my channel, because I like giving things, and this is one of the easy. I have gobs of yarn, too much. I'm never going to use it all, so I'm just gonna give some away. But even like I teach my kids, because they're still young, we go to Aldi's, and you have to put that quarter in, and instead of putting it back and getting our quarter back, we give it to somebody who's walking in. Just a small thing. She's like, "Oh, take my card." No, I don't need your quarter. You go ahead. I mean, it only cost me a quarter. But my children are like, they light up because they just felt so good about themselves. And so I really, as much as I love doing it, it is so amazing to see your kids light up with joy when they do it. And like, I'm super surprised that my daughter's not in here right now, because she is a ham. And, but she goes, "Mom, what are you going to give away now? Mom, what are you?" I'm like, "Give me a second." Give me a second. Okay, Denise, I gotcha. I will talk to, so everybody who's commenting the Momente, I will get with Trish later and go through all the lives, because I told anybody who said Momente in any form or fashion was entered into the giveaway for the Momente yarn. Yeah. We'll do some sort of random picker, and we'll comment and let you know who won, so I can give them my Momente.
I'm blessed with Trish's kindness. Oh, that's right. You know what? When I do random acts of kindness, I'm so intentional about it. And I just get such a good feeling about it that I forget about it.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
It's like I give and forget, and people like remember that stuff, and they have to remind me. Yes.
For sure.
That was so awesome, Deanne. Like that was like the biggest rush. Like, oh, I still feel so squishy happy about that.
Hey, Daniel or Ash, whoever is on the channel right now, I don't know if you, Cynthia, or Trish know, but usually on my channel, I always ask people, because I want people to, I would like to share. And just like what Daniel said just now, I send cards out on my channel.
I do too.
So if you want to be on my list, send me an email. And it might not be every month. It might be every, it's just random. I'll just like, I'm going to send somebody a card, or just a little thank you, or hey, or hi, what are you doing? Or, if I happen to watch your live, I'll send you a card. I'm like, oh, I saw your live. Or if I saw your comment and you happen to be on one of my card lists, I'll send you one. So definitely, if you would like to be on my card list, just put me on there. I've actually gone to people. By the way, Trish, you don't have an email. You don't have any mail. Where's your mail? I didn't see your mail. Do you have a mail box on your chat?
I don't have a PO box because
I know that. I know you don't, because I tried sending you some mail. I'm like, oh no. Fine.
Well, I just figure if anybody wants to send me anything, they'll just send me an email and ask me. But I don't want to open up a PO box if it's just always going to be empty.
Okay, well, it wasn't going to be. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so I always, if you want to be on my card list, 1, I'll probably subscribe to your channel and find you somewhere. Or 2, just send me an email and say, hey, and it would be great.
Something. It does not cost that much, by the way, to send a card international. You would be surprised at how inexpensive it is. And
I've sent a card to Australia, and I sent a card to England, to Linda Simpson, actually, and she's got another card coming. And then Cheryl in Australia, I said, yeah, it doesn't cost that much. A card does not cost that much.
I just dropped one to Trinidad, and it cost me $1.20. $1.
Wow.
That is nothing. And I'm excited because somebody that had received one of my joy boxes when it first went out, one of the items they got in there, I actually had put in there, and they were commenting on one of their videos that they actually lost it. Well, I have 2 more of those items, and it's one of those keychains that it's got the key holder where you hold it and you don't have to touch buttons on the little pads when you're checking out at the registers.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So she doesn't know this, but 4 days ago, I waited 2 weeks after I heard that. So like it would be out of her mind. And 4 days ago, I dropped one in the mail. So she should be getting it somewhere tomorrow or Saturday. And I'm so excited that she doesn't know it's coming. So
that's going to be so awesome. I actually had somebody open one of my mystery boxes. Went by so fast, I couldn't believe it. But I didn't know that one person had a YouTube channel, and she tagged me in it. And she was so happy. I'm like, you paid for it. You paid for this thing. And she was still so happy. And it just made me feel good that I was actually able to help just give somebody a little joy or whatever. And I love just dropping cards in there. I mean, that's a great idea, Cynthia. Just to
cards are a commodity anymore. People just don't do it. And
you're right.
I'm like you, and I'm like whoever, Daniel or Ash, a handwritten card means everything. In fact, Mayor's on here, and Mayor and I collaboratively sent a card out together, and I just put her name on it, and the person received it today and got a text message. And I mean, it's just the simple things, but yeah. It's like for homemade items, I mean, you can go out and buy things and put some thought into it, especially for a specific person. But when you take the time to make it, there's a lot more thought and love in it. And I would rather receive a colored picture from my children any day than them to go out and buy me flowers or,
Absolutely. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So
I have a hard time receiving gifts.
Drawings from my kids. And like I said, they're in their 20s, but I have drawings in my studio of them from when they were young, and ceramic crafting things. And they're like, I can't believe you're hanging on to these. Are you kidding me?
Yes. Forever.
So yeah.
Deanne, I just want to say
drawings from YouTubers' kids. They're not even my kids. They're my YouTubers' kids. And
that's so funny.
So
Deanne, I just want to say you're very, very welcome. And I know that it meant a lot to you. And it was amazing to do something like that. I wish that I could afford the postage to do that again. What happened was, okay, I'm sorry, because you two are here too. What was it, like a couple years ago, in Cinnamon Stitches Facebook group. I was really active in it. And I noticed that some people were feeling kind of jealous because of financial issues and stuff. Just like this natural jealousy when a lot of people are able to buy yarn, but they're not, and their stash is low, and they might kind of shame others and stuff. But like I kind of felt the roots of that situation. So I just, of my own accord, I posted in the group, something about, oh gosh, being a yarn angel for someone. Like I didn't, it was just something I wanted to do for somebody,
Mm-hmm.
And then like everybody jumped on board. And the next thing you know, I was like setting people up with each other when I just wanted to give one box to somebody.
Yeah.
But it just, I think good radiates and people like to jump on the good, bandwagon. So
sometimes they just need the opportunity. They just need somebody to lead them to it.
Yeah.
Just, it was just something I wanted to do for somebody. And it was awesome. Like someone coined it Yarn Angel. Thank you for being a Yarn Angel. And I was trying to set people up together, in the closest states. And I was able to send like a really big box of like yarn. I think I might have sent some stitch markers too. I can't remember. But people don't forget stuff like that. Even if I forget it, people don't forget it. And it just, I wish that my financial situation was as well as it was then. But, like if I give to somebody, it's just, okay. I actually feel a little jelly about people who can do giveaways all the time. Because I want to be
doing one ball of yarn, okay?
I want to be able to send, a box of yarn to somebody and do all these giveaways because it gives me such like an endorphin rush.
Yeah.
It just, it's the best drug in the world, giving.
It doesn't have to be big to be special. I mean, look at the little giveaways I give every Friday night on movie night. I mean, they fit in an envelope, but yet, just receiving the handwritten card and the little gift that's in there, I mean, it makes a difference. So it doesn't have to be Trish to make a difference.
Yeah.
I know, but when I give, I want to give big. It's my problem.
Spread it out and share the love. I love you.
But, I mean, I love receiving Happy Mail. It kind of makes me feel a little embarrassed and bashful, but more I love giving than receiving.
Yeah, it's funny because Daniel was just saying the same thing. He definitely he prefers giving than receiving. And I think if you ask most people that, they're the same. I think the giving is just because when I give with love. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm so happy for you. I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna love it. I know you are. I'm just so happy that you're getting it. So I know it definitely makes. And so as far as the budget goes, the money, I know that you specifically, Trish, are with Mary Maxim. So you have a subscription once a month.
Yeah.
Because I see them. I watch your videos. And so I really love Mary. I just purchased some mystery bags from them. So I have a budget every month of how much I'm going to spend on yarn. And I don't say it's throwaway money exactly. I know that chances are 50%, 90% chance it's going to go in a giveaway because I'm not going to be able to use it. But I just want to see it in my hands. I got to touch it. But Mary Maxim for me, and I'm not affiliate yet. But I love their prices. I love their mysteries. They just seem to be a more economical, friendlier company, big box store, I guess, or except not really. But yeah, I spent, I'm giving away 12 balls of yarn that I spent maybe $12, $14 on. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be big. It can just be, and I don't be jealous of anybody, because I'm telling you, all those people, they're not going to use their yarn either. They're not going to use them.
I got so much yarn to give away right now. I'm like literally overwhelmed.
Yes.
I'm just saying, you know.
Me too, Daniel. Hey, Robin, glad to see you back. Oh, you did receive the card? I'm so happy that you did that. Okay, I love when she said she received the card. I'm so happy. Makes me happy.
You know what? You know what? When I send Happy Meal to Cynthia, I tell her she can't open it until she opens up her video.
Oh, you're so funny.
Because I like to watch her initial reaction. So
yeah.
It's just too fun. It's just like, because it's just so instant. Like if they make the video later, then it's like they've kind of been able to temper their reaction a little bit. But
well, there was nothing beautiful when I huh?
What's that?
It's yarn. It's so sweet. I'm sorry. I'm using it as a neck pillow right now because you know it feels good. So
okay, Margie. Go to I think it's Fostering Crochet Gmail something, yeah. Okay, because look, I just yes, I just got some of that.
This is the rainbow yarn. I got to do a video.
Oh no, mine's called Sugar Baby. Mine's called Sugar Baby. Sugar Baby. Yeah, it's I thought it was gonna be like puzzle yarn, but it's not as soft. I was hoping.
Jen, I know. Like for the longest time, for years, I believed, no, nobody could have too much yarn. But I actually have this underlying anxiety because I literally had to rent a storage unit to store most of my yarn. And I dwell on it and I'm like, oh my God. So like, logically, how many years do I have left in my life? You know, and okay, so let's go by the average of the women in my family and their average ages of death.
It's so funny.
I can't use all this yarn. Oh my God, I feel kind of stressed out. Oh my God, I have to rent a storage unit.
Wait a minute, hold
this
on.
is creating a financial hardship, you know.
Okay.
But I do. I actually feel like I have like a huge closet that takes up a whole wall that starts in my kitchen and goes to my front door, and it is full of yarn. And then I have a storage unit that's full of yarn. And sometimes I just feel so much pressure and this underlying anxiety when I have too much yarn that I'm probably never going to use, that I'm like, it's got to go. Go, you know, of course. But here's the thing. I keep buying yarn.
Jen. Oh, I can't wait till you see. So I made a video and it was called a shameless plug for my my
for
website.
Your website.
Yeah. And I'm literally just throwing yarn in boxes and they sold out so fast. I couldn't believe it. If you want to get rid of your yarn, sell it.
The postage. You know what? I tried putting mystery boxes into my my Etsy shop, but I think a lot of it didn't sell just because the shipping. Like I had people tell me like, I would love to buy your mystery box, but the shipping is just so expensive.
Well, there's a trick to that. You want to know what it is?
Yes.
I sold it for $65 flat, no matter what. Free shipping. So and shipping on average for me costs $23 to $26. And to taking that into account, the box was really $40. People are afraid of that shipping. So even if your box costs $70 and you conclude that shipping, because people, including me, I see a $50 box of yarn, I'm like, oh my God, I have to have that. But then it's $20 shipping. I'm like, oh no, I ain't paying that. But if I see a box that's $70 and it includes shipping, then my brain says I'm not paying shipping, and I feel better about myself.
Yeah, but then when people be like, gosh, that's kind of expensive for,
Sold out within like a few minutes. Sold out.
Wow. I'm going to send some boxes to you to put on your website.
I don't see why not. Oh my gosh, Jen has a great idea. I actually looked at the pirate ship, where you ship from home and they pick it up. It is a lot cheaper prices, for sure.
Really, because Etsy has like shipping labels and stuff, and it's like it's cheaper than the post office.
Yeah, for sure.
But it still was like people just didn't want to pay the shipping.
Yeah, I know. So I didn't even tell them what the shipping was. I just $65. Here's the box. You go. Have fun. And to be fair, even if I only made $20, I wasn't going to use the yarn anyway. It was just sitting here taking up space. I was looking at it. I was touching it. I was sniffing it.
I don't mind making a little bit of money, but if it's going to cost me money for someone to buy it and ship it, like.
Can you say hi to Miss Cynthia?
Hi, Miss Cynthia.
How about Miss Trish?
Hi, Miss Trish.
That one's Trish.
Hi, sweetie.
Oh.
You said hi to the wrong one? That's Miss Trish, and that's Miss Cynthia.
Hi, Miss Cynthia.
Yeah.
Ladies, I'm going to leave y'all to it. If I'm going to spend
oh my God, it's so late.
If I'm going to spend any time with hubby before he goes to bed, I'm going to have to go. But you guys can carry on. Thank you again for another great week. And yeah, if y'all aren't busy tomorrow night, come over to my lives, movie night, cut the hook. Don't forget on the 18th is my monetization party, pajamas and crochet. Very laid back, lots of giveaways. And you know it, be joyful, stay crafty in your own way, make your own joyful creations, and above everything else, be humble and kind. I love y'all. Thank you.
We love you, Cynthia.
Coming and joining us this week. I really was happy to have you here.
Thank you. I was a little nervous about butting in.
Oh, never. Rich and I are very laid back. So
cool. Yeah, I can see that.
To everyone in the chat, I love you. Bye. Be joyful.
Bye.
I just got to click out of here.
Cool.
And if you guys have not subscribed to Cynthia, I seriously don't know what you're waiting for. I love her channel. She's got like all kinds of like playlists and everything. So
no, that's really, really cool. I'm very happy. And so in all seriousness, Trish, if you really want to do it, I'll put your boxes on my website. If you want to, cool. There's no pressure. Keep your yarn.
I was thinking about, like, I have bags of yarn in my storage unit, like really big, huge ones, and then like 13-gallon garbage bag size ones. And I just thought, you know what I need to freaking do? I need to just be like, this huge, 30-gallon bag of yarn. Don't even look in it, okay? Just be like, $100, $100. 30-gallon bag full of yarn, $100. Don't look in it. Do not look in it. Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Oh, 13-gallon bag crammed with yarn. You can see the bag stretching. $50.
Okay.
Don't look.
For me, that would be a pretty sight. That would be a beautiful, pretty sight. I would love to see something like that. I would be so giddy with joy to see something like that. But yes, Cheryl, no, I would not ship to you. I apologize. No. I love you so much, but no. I couldn't even imagine how much that would cost to go to Australia for you. No. Ain't gonna happen. No, I always tell, so you have to be comfortable with the yarn. If you like a wall full of yarn, I think it's wonderful. I think it's harmless. I think it's amazing. I think keep it. If you want to keep it, keep it. I look at it. I'm like, because when you have yarn, the problem with having too much yarn is, and I'm not going to say too much, because you look at it and you know exactly what you want to do with it. You're like, oh, not today. Oh, but no, not you. And that's why I have 15,000 whips. Right? Because the yarn comes in the house, I was like, oh, I just got to start you right away. Oh, I know exactly. I just got to start you right away. And I applaud all those people that can start a project and finish it. I don't know who you are. I mentally can't relate. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. I literally came home and I had this idea, and I was like, because I have grandbabies and I have this little teething ring. And I'm like, well, I want to make a lovey, but I want a teething ring. I made this. It's a teething ring. I just made it. But it was in my brain, and if I don't get it out, then I'll forget about it and I'll never do it again, and it just will stick there forever and ever. You don't mind paying for shipping? If you want, you'll pay for shipping a lot. Yes, I'm sure. No, Robin. Oh, Daniel, I know. I watched his video. Daniel, he does usually one at a time, and I'm looking at him and I'm like,
what's that like?
How are you? Do you people actually exist? I mean, I've never saw one, but so it's like a wild animal in the creature.
What does that feel like? What's that feel like? I don't
even know. I don't even know. But what's really interesting about having 15 projects? You don't get anything done for like 3 months, and then all of a sudden, everything gets done.
Right? Like boom, boom, boom.
And then you have this one video with 15 finished objects, and then that's it for the year. You're done.
I have 16 whips, and that's just my crochet whips. I don't even know how many knitting whips I have.
No, I'm not going to count. Crap. Now you're going to make me count. I'm going to need to do a whole video just about how many whips I have and how long it's been since I touched those whips. The problem is I'm right now, all I have in the brain is tops. I got 3 tops in the whip, and I just got yarn from Premier for the 4th one. I'm ready.
Every time I buy yarn, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to get any more.
Yeah, okay.
I'm done. I've hit my yarn quota for the year. And I tell myself, I chew my own butt out. Okay. I'm like, how can you be buying yarn? You're trying to get rid of. Do you have dual personalities? Like, seriously, you're trying to get rid of yarn. It's making you anxious, the amount that you have. Why are you buying yarn?
Because it's pretty and yummy, that's why. That's all you have to say.
I know exactly what I'm going to do with that. I'm buying with intention now. Stop, Robin. Stop right now. You are making excuses. You have a wall full of intention right over there. Fine.
Yeah.
I won't buy any more yarn. Click.
Well, I have to. I think it's just pretty, and I like it. I like the way that I can look at it and say, you have potential. Like, I look at the yarn and I'm like, you have potential. And so I feel like as long as I can see the potential in it, I'm going to continue to buy it. But like I said, I do have a budget. And to me, it's like going to Vegas. If you ever go to Vegas, you set money aside and you say, I can live without this money. Just assume that it's going to go away and that you're never going to see it again. And that's how I feel about my yarn money. I'm just going to assume I'm never going to see that money again. It's like going to Vegas. So that's how I, equate that. And Robin, you said your yarn freeze lasted about 2 weeks. I don't think it lasted that long. I don't think.
We both watch your videos, Robin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Daniel, you stop talking right now. I have been good.
Oh my
God. Have been so good. I've received Hershey's catalogs in the mail because they have my address. I don't know how they have it, but they have it. Okay. And I looked through it. I'm like, no, I'm having a Trish conversation. I'm having the conversation that Trish just had. I'm having that with the Hirschner's catalog. Going, no, no, I'm not doing it. Don't you do it. And
We have
so
complete and full dialogue with ourselves.
Okay, Robin, I'm sure you know. It's cool. I do. Speaking of Mary Maxim, I went ahead and did something dumb. Because, I have the knit and the crochet club. I think I might get rid of the knit, though. But
I did get rid of my knit.
You did?
Yeah, it just piles up on my shelf.
The last knit that I have was really, it's okay. It's going to pile. I'll probably put it in a giveaway. But I am going to, Daniel, you stop right now. Stop it. I just ordered the quarterly Afghan kit. I had to.
Oh, no.
I had to do it. I'm so sorry. I had to.
I was good. I did not get a yarn kit that comes more than once. I bought some yarn Afghan kits when they were on sale.
Yes.
Only one purchase.
I was this close. I was so close to getting them when they were on sale. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it because I have yarn. And y'all know that I love some Super Saver, like a bunch, like a super bunch. Nobody told me. No one told me about Premier Basics. You guys didn't tell me that. I found them. I'm in trouble now. Because pretty much my whole up there, oh, you can't see it. It's Premier Basics. Because I bought like every color.
Hirschner, my two favorite yarn companies on this planet are Hirschner's and Mary Maxim.
You're going to make me buy it. Oh, my God.
I love Hirschner's so much.
I didn't even know Hirschner's had a kit. I didn't even know they had a kit.
They have Afghan kits.
No, I mean a subscription. I meant. Did they have a subscription? Because Roaming with Rover said she just canceled her Hirschner's Crochet of the Month. I had no idea, Robin, that they had that. You shouldn't have told me. You didn't have to tell me.
Wait. Did Hirschner's has a crochet club kit thing?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Mine too.
No, I'm not reading that. Queen.
Nadira's going to say she's thinking about trying it.
It's brand new. Oh my God. You know what? I can justify this. Because I got rid of my knit club. Now I can, okay, I'm going on Hirschner's. No, I'm not. Yes, I am.
Well,
no, I'm not.
I may go next month. My yarn budget is gone for this month. So, and it's only like the 7th, but it's gone this month. And so I will wait till next month to figure out if that can, because you're right. If I get rid of the knit, hey, Robin, do you know how much is that? How much is that Hirschner's kit? Because
they say it's for a lot of money, so that I'll be like, no, wait.
Yeah, if I get rid of the knit of the Mary Maxim, then maybe we can talk business with the Hirschner's kit. So, but I liked Mary Maxim too because, and I don't know if you feel this way, but I had the knit crate and I had all those other ones, and I loved the yarn, but why do I need all those extras? Why do I need to pay $5 extra for a stitch marker, $5 extra for a tape measure, $5 extra for a koozie for my cup? I just want yarn and a pattern, and I'll be good to go.
I say that in all my Mary Maxim videos. Like, it's your yarn, it's your pattern. No, it doesn't have all the fancy stuff like a crochet hook and stitch markers and all that stuff. I already got hooks. I make my own stitch markers.
Yep.
I just want the yarn and the pattern. And for the yarn and the pattern, it's a good deal.
It is a great deal. The last one I can't use, so it's in my subscriber 1K box because it had alpaca in it, and it was so squishy and so good, and I can't do alpaca. Oh, okay, so $25. That's awesome.
I said to say it's expensive.
Oh, I meant it's the $45. That's what I meant to say. 45. No,
Oh, yeah, I can't do that.
What? No, I meant yeah. So I may check it out. It depends. I want to see what my Afghan kit looks like, what kind of yarns it is in there. I really have never been disappointed by Mary Maxim. That's why I've stuck with them so long. But I really like their crochet over their knit. So I think I'm going you with that, Trish.
I love both clubs because you get different yarns in them.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just don't do anything with the knit clubs. But I love Mary Maxim so much, I'm keeping the crochet club. The crochet club is close to my heart. So I thought, okay, I'll get rid of the knit club. But now people are talking about the Hirschner's club. And I'm like, stop.
I don't know.
I'm going to go. Okay, I'm just going to look. Okay, I'm just going to look.
I am. I'm not going to do it, like I said, this month because I've already budgeted all my money out, and I bought 2 mystery bags from Mary Maxim, and then I bought some yarn from Premier just now. And then the 2 clubs that will be coming, because I'm still with Knit Club. I mean, not knit, but the knit for Mary Maxim and the crochet. So I got those coming in. Yeah, my budget's gone. My budget's gone. Except, Kim from Affordably Crafty, she just went to Hobby Lobby.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm dreading the Hobby Lobby clearance sale this year. I think it's like in June or July.
Yeah.
Last year was kind of crappy, I think, just because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
But I think this year, oh my gosh, it's going to explode. And normally I'm considerate when I yarn shop, but when it comes to the Hobby Lobby clearance sale, I'm like, I'm wiping out this shelf. Sorry you didn't get here first.
Yeah.
There is no mercy at the Hobby Lobby clearance sale.
I know, and I hope I get there fairly soon. It is time for me to get off. It is 9 o'clock. I want to say, oh my God, you guys are amazing for sticking with us, except for, Adeline just came in. And yeah, I wanted to say hi to Adeline, and I got to go. It's 9 o'clock. We've been on here for 2 hours. You people actually listened to us for 2 hours. I
can't believe it.
Yeah, go in there. I'm sorry.
I was quickly when she leaves, so it's all good.
I'm sorry, what?
I said they'll all go quickly once you leave.
Okay. But anyway, I wanted to say thank you so much, Trish, for inviting me. I was super excited when you said, because you said it, and then I was like, but I'm going to be a third wheel, and then, oh my God, and Jen, thank you so much. And, but it was so much fun, and we went way over time, but I had the most amazing time. And so I just wanted to say thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Like, you guys, I asked her in, what was it, last Thursday's live? And I literally asked her if I could put her on the spot to ask her something. And she was free to say no. And I would have been like, okay, but I asked her to do a live with us last week, and she was like, yes. And I'm like, yes, she said yes.
You're so crazy. All right, Trish, get me off of here. I got to go. Not a problem. You have a good night, guys. Remember?
Yes, you too.
Smile big.
Smile big, guys.
I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right, everybody. Gosh, this live was amazing, and everybody was amazing in participating and commenting. Awesome. Totally awesome. I am also going to go ahead and go because I have to put my daughter to bed. This was such a fun experience. I am so stoked to have Cynthia and Amber and me all together in one live. So thank you guys so much for joining us. It was so much fun. We had some really fun light moments, a lot of laughter and silliness, some serious moments, but it's okay. We just ran the gambit, and It was a blast. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys take care of each other. Do random acts of kindness. Show compassion. Have boundaries. And we'll see you hopefully next week. Take care. Be safe. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.